This is our second video on percent change. In the first video we discussed the basics and we did a couple of examples, and we're going to continue doing a few more examples here. A car after a discount of 12% costs $22,625. What was the original price? Okay, so there is a difference between this problem and the problems we did in the first video. This time we're being given the later cost, not the original cost. We're being asked for the original price. So we have to change things up accordingly. What we need to do is, well, we kind of set it up the same way. It's just now the original price is the unknown, and that goes with 100%. The new price is $22,625. And what percent does that correspond to? Well, it was a discount of 12%, so the percent went down by 12. So 100 minus 12, so 88. So this new price represents 88% of the original price. 88% of this. So we solve that proportion. 88 out of 100, that's what 88% means, right? And then we have to put these two numbers, one of which is unknown, over here. But which one goes with 100? Well, the unknown one does. And which one goes with 88? The 22,625 goes across from 88. And so this is the proportion we solve. Okay, so we solve it. 22,625 times 100 is 22,62500, and 88 times unknown. So the unknown is this large number divided by 88, which works out to typo on my calculator there, 25,710, and I'll round it to cents, 23. 25,710.23. Okay, so does that make sense? Yeah, first of all, it's a number bigger than 22,625, which makes sense because the original price was definitely more because there was a discount. And yeah, it's not a crazy number. It seems like it would make sense. Okay. All right. Let's try another one. The number of windmills in the county is now 879, and this represents a 35% increase from 5 years ago. How many were there 5 years ago? So again, the earlier number is the unknown here. So this is like the problem we just did, but a little bit different from the problems we did in the first video. So the unknown goes with 100%. That was the earlier, that's the 5 years ago number. But now it's 879. And what percent goes with 879? Well, 879 is supposed to be a 35% increase. So we have to go up by 35 from 100, so 135%. Okay, so 135 out of 100. This is a case where our percent is more than 100, and that's okay. That just means it went up. And our unknown number goes with 100%. Our 879 goes with 135. And this is the proportion we solve. So 879 times 100, 135 times unknown. So the unknown is 87,900 divided by 135. Okay, feed that to the calculator, and we get 651.1 repeating. Actually, since these are windmills, we need to round it to the nearest whole number, so we'll call it 651. Okay, so either of these answers is good. So 5 years ago there were 651 windmills. All right. So in the first video we did problems where the question mark was right here. Now we've done two problems where the question mark is over here. It's the earlier number. There's actually one more variation on this, which is when the percent increase or percent decrease is the unknown thing. So let's try one or two of those. The price of a pair of pants went up from $18 to $21. So you see we have the original number and the later number. We have both of them. What we want is the percent increase. Okay, so we have 18 and 21. As always, the earlier number gets pinned to 100%. And now we want to know what this percent is. Now, this is what we expect here is, since it was a percent increase, we expect this to be more than 100. This actually won't be our final answer, but I'll address that after we get it. So let's get this number. So, all right, so unknown out of 100, right? This percent is out of 100. And then of our two numbers, 18 goes with 100, so it's on the bottom, and 21 goes with the unknown one. So we solve by cross multiplying, so we get 21 times 100 is 2100. 18 times question mark. So question mark is 2100 divided by 18, which is 116.6 repeating. So the question mark here is 116.6 repeating. So in other words, 21 is 116.6 repeating percent of 18. Now I said that that's not your final answer. That's what goes here, right? But then what was the percent increase? That's the percent, but it's not the percent increase. It's not how much the percent went up by. It went from 100 to 116.6. So the percent increase will just be how much it went up by. So 116.6 minus 100. So just 16.6%. It was a 16.6 repeating percent increase. That's the final answer. So just if we look back at the earlier problems, 35% increase, we had 135 here. Or 12% discount, we had an 88 here. So you see this number is not the percent increase or decrease. You actually have to compare it to 100. Compare it to 100 and subtract and see what the change in the percent was. That's the question. That was the question in this one. So we got 116.6 for this slot, but that meant it went from 100 to 116.6. So the increase was 16.6. We have one more example like that, so we get the idea. So let's say you're working at a job and your hourly wage went from $12.25 per hour to, unfortunately, $11.50 per hour. So you got a pay cut. And the question is, what is your percent decrease? Okay, so the original number was $12.25. And then the later number was $11.50. $12.25 goes with 100%. And then we'll see what percent goes with $11.50. The new percent. We expect this time it will be lower than 100% because it's going to go down. But then once we get that number, we want to know how much it went down by. That'll actually be the answer to the question, what was the percent decrease? Okay, so let's figure that all out. So this out of 100, and 12.25 goes with 100, 11.50 goes with question mark. This is what we solved. 100 times 11.50 is 11.50. 12.25 times unknown. All right, so unknown is 11.50 divided by 12.25. And so that gives 93 point, and I'll round it, 9. All right, so this is 93.9%. I'll just put it right there. So your new wage is 93.9% of what it was. But it didn't go down by 93.9%, right? What did it go down by? It was at 100%, now it's 93.9%. So 100 minus 93.9% is, so that ends up being 6.1%. That's the percent decrease. 6.1%. All right, so that concludes our examples on percent increase and percent decrease.